This is Nikki in Niagara coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. And it is the end of the month, or the end of last month, and time to do my finished pages for August 2022. I didn't do too much coloring, but I did do all my 10 books to finish. I worked in all of those, and I did a little bit of extra coloring as well. But I used up a ton of markers, especially water-based ones, because I use those for a lot of my color my numbers. And yeah, definitely used up a lot of those. So let's go through them first. I'll keep the Crayolas separate so we can see how many of those I used up compared to the other ones. Really using up my random watercolor. I keep saying watercolor, I mean water-based markers. There's going to be too many for my hand here. Okay. So let's just, yeah, that's really making the pile rather small. We're taking out all these. Okay, so this is how much of this is water-based markers. And I'll tell you the brands. I put them back in the bucket. So a lot of these are were gotten from thrift stores, and so they're out of brand markers. But I have some of the mine don't have a brand name on them, but they're this kind. Everybody makes them in this design. Mine just say double head on them, so used up a whole bunch of those. I used up a couple of these Marabou Aqua Pen graphics. I used to cut, I think, 2 black ones. Got some of these Stettler skinny pens. Had a few of the Prang ones. Used Mr. Sketch scented sticks. Those are all the brands we've used before. A Faber-Castell, one of these Stettler double-ended ones that are a lot like Crayola Super Tips. And this is an old Laurentian one. This company's not even in existence anymore, and these are more of the same. So now we don't have that much left. So these are the Crayolas that I used, and the types that I used were, I call these skinnies, the ones that are this size. They come in white and black. Then Art with Edge, a couple of the mini ones. This one says Crayola IQ sketching. It's just like a super tip. And those are the ones I've used. So, let's see. We've got alcohol or permanent markers except for one gel pen this month. And we've got Bic intensities. Some of these I didn't have backups for, so getting to be a sad state with my Bics, but I also want to buy more right now. Then I've used up 4 of the Petting Gears. I do not like these at all. A Crayola permanent marker and a Shuttle Art permanent marker, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of alcohol markers. There's Ohuhu, Adaxi, and an old Smart Art. And there we have all my used up markers. So I'm going to pour those into a bag, and they will be taken to Staples here in Canada, which recycles markers. So I'll start with the other stuff I did and end with the 10 books to finish. So I did a couple of pages out of Arteresso, Underwater World by Dina Stone, color by number. So we did these with water-based markers. That one turned out nicely. This one was a little bit sloppy. Where am I going to put these? I guess there works well. Okay, I did a couple in color by number, Lines, Spots, Dots, Animals by Jennifer Rowling. So we did I take? Yes, I did. So we did this puppy. So these are like the lines and dots, except that they have they're color by number. They're not one colors. And here's the kitten. Okay, now we're into my 10 books to finish. So I did an extra page out of this one, because I am going to finish it next month. I have 3 pages left to do. So I did 3 this month instead of 2, so I don't really like this one very much. This one I really like. It took me forever to know what it was, though. For the longest time I thought they were insects. Obviously they're turtles. And then this one reminded me of a Sunny Press, are they called? Picture. But yeah, so that leaves me with 3 left to do, I believe. 1, 2, 3. Yep. So we'll finish this next month. Bye. Saying goodbye to my husband as he leaves for work. Okay, so I did 4 out of here, as that's my monthly amount, out of 50 Clover Mandalas by Camellia Angelkova. These are always random color picks. Thought that one turned out pretty good without looking too Christmassy, with red and green in it. This one turned out wonderfully. I think it was my favorite of the month. This one wasn't too bad either. And this one is ick. I just don't like the red, orange, yellow, and green combination. The usual 3 pages out of Color by Numbers Happiness by Arpad Olby. Oh, we did this sideways one. I think that's the only sideways one. And this one was my favorite. I used the ultra fines for this one because everything was so tiny. And then a pattern. Haven't had a pattern in this book for a while. And then Artsy Girls by Deborah Muller. So we do 3 pages a month in here. So we did the Pottery Maker, the Coloring Girl, the hairstylist. This is my favorite of the three that I did this month in August. We have Broken Circles, which I do 4 of every month. Like how that one turned out. This one, my blue was running out, so it got a bit patchy. I used 2 darker colors on here. It wasn't. There's the purple. The purple and the blue background shouldn't have gone together. And then again, this one ended up being a bit too dark because I did the purple and blue and the brown on the blue. Don't know why I did that twice in a row. Oh well. So yeah, none of those really came out excellent. Oh, here's a book that's not in my top 10. My 10 books to finish. I just did 2 books out of this Farm Animals by Sonia Ray. These are 4x4 squares. So we have a guinea pig and a rabbit. I don't like this one very much. The colors of the rabbit are kind of weird. I mean, if you're not going to go with natural colors, then go all out and use pinks and purples and blues and stuff, you know, not just weird shades of brown and gray. Let's put that one there so it doesn't get mixed up with my 10 books to finish. So then I did 4 pages out of here, which is how many I do a month. This is the one that my Facebook group is coloring. So I think this was my favorite of the month. I think they all turned out pretty good. I like that one as well. Oh yeah, and I really like this one too. Yeah, so they all turned out real nice this month. Then I worked in this book, Spooky Baby by Crook, I believe they're called, yeah. And this was a buddy color with Nikki Jane over on Instagram. We decided to do this one. I had a lot of fun in here. Something completely different from all the other things that I colored this month. And I finished a book. We did the Christmas Color by Number by Sachin and Sachdeva. And I finished up the last pages in here. Where are we? Where are we? Oh, this one. So we did this little Santa here. Gifts on there. These little pictures. And then the last 2 actual color by number pages. That one and this one. I went backwards in this book. So there we have it. That is another book finished from my top 10. Why do I keep calling it my top 10? The 10 books to finish. We'll see how many I have left now. I think I've done 4. Or is it 5 now? Anyways, here's my 6 pages from A Million Cute Animals by Lulu Mayo. So I used the Loomies for these 2. And I used the same set of colors, the same pencils for each of them so that they'd match. The Loomies work really nice in this book. I really enjoyed using them. Then this one I used my Art X pencils with, and they were just absolutely horrible on this paper. This paper does not like any pencils. Well, I can't say they don't like hard pencils because the polychromos work in here nice. But if it doesn't like a pencil, it just doesn't like it. And all the colors turn out looking pastel. They're much, much lighter than they are on any other kind of paper. So yeah, don't use those Artex ones because it wouldn't blend and oh. So then for this page, I used the polychromos. I like using the polychromos most on pages like this where there's like a lot of busy stuff, little items all over the place. Room scenes are quite often what I use them for, and that's what this is. Then this page here was so easy. Very big and big spaces and not much to do. I got out the watercolors and I used my Winsor & Newton Cotman palette and the Derwent Metallics. So they're all done in the Winsor & Newton Cotman everywhere except for these two dresses, which were done in the metallics. And I'm not sure if you'll get some of that shine. Can you see the shine? It doesn't really sparkle like the glitter, but you might see the shine a bit there on the dresses. And then this is my favorite that I did of the month, and I didn't even write down the pencil that I used, but just let me write it down here. But they were Prismas. So the polychromos work really good in this book, and so do the Prismas. And the Prismas are my go-to pencils, so I really enjoy using them in this book. And I don't often use light colors like this, so but I really enjoy it when I have a color palette. Usually well, I shouldn't say usually, like probably 99.9% of the time, I take my palettes out of the Sarah Ray Clark palette catalogs. I forget what the actual name of them are. Go down and look in my link. Down in my description, I tell you what that's called. But yeah, so this is my favorite of the month, I have to say. So let's just see how many of the 10 books to finish I have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I still have 7 left. But this one is going to be done next month for sure. And all of the others are coming pretty close to the end, so we'll see if I can. I'll definitely have them all finished by December. There's no way that won't happen, so I'll start doing extras in these now to get them done ahead of time. So that's all I have for you today, folks. Thank you so much for staying with me and allowing me to share these with you. And I hope you have a good rest of the day. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.